Ta-da, dun, 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 dun. Ah, okay. I can hear me now, so hopefully that took care of that. I hope. There you are. Okay. Hey, thank you. Fantastic. Hi again. I'm Sandy with Quilted Treasures and More. Thank you for joining me this evening as I'm just kind of hanging out this evening. And it's been kind of a crazy week. I actually took some online business class for advertising and some other business stuff this week. So, needless to say, my brain has been stretched. It's been filled up with all kinds of technical information, and and I am just kind of so. But in the process, of course, of taking classes and all that good stuff, I don't normally do my orders on Sundays, but I have been working on orders this afternoon because of all the stuff this past week that I've been doing with taking classes. So it's been kind of crazy around the crafting table. Not much crafting has been going on this week, that's for sure. So I'm trying to play catch up, but I thought it would be kind of cool if I brought y'all in on one that I have already started. And this one is Mardi Gras themed, as you can see. And I've already worked on the base coat and also on the background. And so I'm just going to jump in and start with the colors. I'm going to change my view a little bit here, so that way you can see more of what I'm doing and less of me. So, because you're actually here to watch what I'm doing and check out what I'm doing versus actually staring at my face. So but it is good to quote unquote see everybody this evening. All right, and now I've lost my other okay, good. It's crazy. I have too many technical things going at one time, and I think I have found a way to shrink down the number of technical stuff I have going all at once. But it's one of those things that I've got to test to see how it goes. Okay, I just remembered I forgot to pull. Here we go. This is what I need. All right. Give me my picture. Oh, thank you. Yes, I talk to my technology. Just because if I don't, there's no telling what in the world my technology will do if I'm not talking to it. All right, let's see. I am going to start with our yellow. Since we're doing Mardi Gras, I'm going to start with our yellow or our gold. And I've got multiples here that have to be painted with the yellow and the gold. And like I said, I had already started on it. I try to do inventory on Sunday evenings. And that way my orders are just kind of kept between me and the person who's ordering. But since I am behind schedule a little bit on my orders, I decided, since I've been sitting here working most of the afternoon, trying to get some things ready and prepped and worked on, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and work with what I am already working on and just let y'all hang out and watch as I'm doing. Now, the first thing I just realized, I did not put my glasses on. So step number one is, as soon as I finish this eye, I've got to get my glasses on my face. I did really well this week. I've made all kinds of different appointments for my health and whatnot, but the one I have not made yet is the eye appointment. So that's one of those things I'm going to work on this week. Get my eye appointment made so that way I can get my glasses updated and all that good stuff. As I am noticing that there are some times when there's a few challenges to the vision portion of me. All All right, so one thing I did mention before the microphone got turned back on, and it's kind of crazy because the microphone was working fine, and then when I hit the button, the microphone quit working. So I just had to unplug my camera and plug it back in. So hopefully it won't decide to glitch on me again as we're going through the process. So the one thing I didn't mention, or that I mentioned but that y'all didn't hear, was that I have my daughter playing photographer tonight and getting some pictures. It's one of the things that my class this week was about, was getting pictures and being able to show people what I do and behind the scenes and all that good stuff. So you get to see the produced portion of this, but you don't really get to see what's behind the scenes. So she's taking some pictures, and trust me, there's there's a reason why the cameras are tightly angled, so that way you don't see the mess of the crafting area. Even though I have to say I did clean up after the craziness of the holidays, but it's still kind of crazy at times. So you're going to get to see some of the craziness of my crafting world and the business world. She's also going to be taking pictures of art lessons, and so there'll be some pictures of my online art lessons, kids' art lessons. Speaking of that real quick, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out since y'all are with me this evening. I'll give you the sneak peek, or the inside scoop, I guess would be a better way to put it. Coming up in March, I am going to open the doors to the art club and take in new members. So if you know a talented young artist, I will have an opportunity in February for you to send out, forward, or tag friends and family and let them know that my online art club, and that's a kids art club, just in case you're wondering, will be opening up in March. So that will be coming up. All right, now I put a good bit of yellow in that one section, but I am not going to sweat it too badly because I may have to do a touch-up. I already see where I have messed up, and I've got to touch up on my blue. Unless I can get this. So drawback to a brand new container of baby wipes. The first 2 or 3 do not want to come out. So, oh, yay. I caught it in time. So it's going to come off, and maybe I don't have to redo the blue. That would be great. Now, this is not door hanger size. This is actually 14-inch, which is easel art size, and also the size of my Broken Pieces collection. Now, last week, I told you that the one that I did, which was the Love Grows Here Valentine Edition, which had the hearts, that was going to be a Broken Pieces collection. I did not get to do the shattered glass and resin pour over that this week, but I'm going to take both of these this week and do both of them. So there'll be some behind the scenes pictures of that. I'll get her to take some of those. And also I'll be posting final, actually end up posting videos of those because for some reason pictures just do not show the shattered glass and the resin so that you can really see what it looks like. It's best if you see it in person. It's pretty cool when I have it at events and people are just like, oh my gosh, what is that? And I get to talking about, you know, the point behind the Broken Pieces collection. And so people are always fascinated about how that came to be. But the resin and the shattered glass, it gives the pieces a different look, and they're so shiny. And of course, with the shattered glass, it's very sparkly. So I've decided that I'm just going to take a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm going to work on some of the pieces for that collection because I actually ended up selling out of those, the ones that I had done over the holidays. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do a restock. And so that's what I'm working on, is restocking that collection with a few pieces. I don't carry a ton of pieces in that. I hope to do more this year. I did, let's see, 4, 5, 6 pieces last year. And it wasn't, it's not that was all the pieces I did, because that was all the pieces I had asked for. I didn't start the Broken Pieces collection until later in the year. And so it was, oh goodness, I don't remember, October maybe, the very first piece that I did. So of course, with Christmas and all, and Christmas orders and things, I did, what did I say, 5 or 6 pieces. But I was very excited that all of them, you know, were able to go to new homes and bring joy and happiness to those that purchased them, or to those that they gave them to, because some of them were actually Christmas gifts. And that's another reason, especially at Christmas time, it's kind of crazy because I can't share everything. I can't take pictures of everything because there are Christmas gifts. And no, a lot of them, people would never know that they were getting that for Christmas. But I just like to keep things in the realm of surprise when I know it's a gift. I do remember showing, and it wasn't a gift in the beginning. It was a piece that I did, and someone ordered it for a family member, and then the family member saw it. And it was kind of funny because they was like, oh, I need to get one of those. And I'm like, okay. And I had to kind of put them off for a little bit because it had been purchased for them by a family member. So sometimes you run into funny and interesting situations, and then you have to try to figure out, well, how am I going to keep this from so-and-so finding out? So sometimes there's some funny things within the handmade gifting world that you come across. All right, I'm gonna need one more coat of this green. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I am going to bring my little dryer out here and get it moving along. Dry it off real quick. These glasses are very small because I love using these for sewing, because to see the needle, I like to look down, but when I look up, I want to be able to not have to, duck my head or pull them down on to my chin, basically, and then breathe on them and fog up the glasses and all those wonderful challenges that you have once you start wearing reading glasses in life. So this little pair is very skinny, and I like it for that reason, because I can look up and keep pretty much a normal posture, normal composure. They're a comfortable pair of reading glasses, but I do need to get a normal pair of glasses, or I need to get my glasses updated. I actually have a pair of glasses that I use for driving because I have to wear glasses to drive, and I wear contacts a lot, the majority of the time. But there are times when you get up, you're not really going a whole lot of places that day, so you don't put your contacts in, you're just working around the home office and all, and then all of a sudden something comes up and you have to run somewhere and grab something. And so it's a lot easier just to grab the glasses than it is to put in the contacts and all that good stuff. So I really need to update my glasses. I should mention though, if you're watching and you have never if you've never dealt with StreamYard before, that's the new program that I'm using for my lives. StreamYard is a third-party program. And while Facebook would just tell me who it is that's leaving me comments, StreamYard wants your permission to share your name with me in this particular, in their, I guess, interface screen is what you would call it. So if you will click and give StreamYard permission, then I can tell who's talking to me. Otherwise, it just tells me Facebook user. But I do appreciate y'all letting me know when things are going crazy, because one thing I do need is one, and I just said I was trying to downsize the gadgets, but I do need one more gadget to make sure I can hear myself and see that I'm actually up and going. All right, so we've got the yellow and the green. So let's make our move toward, I think I'm gonna make my move toward the pink next. I actually have a pink that I'm gonna do before I do purple, because I feel like if I do the purple and then come back to the pink, that I may end up with a more pinky purple than I will with a true pink. All right, so my mask is pink. And this one, I cannot wait to see what it looks like with the shattered glass on it, because certain times of year, like Christmas, Mardi Gras, Valentine's, to me, those just have colors that the shattered glass is going to be so, so cool on. I rolled my sleeves up with it being cool. Of course, I stuck on one of my favorite shirts, a flannel shirt. And a while ago, while I was painting, it dawned on me, I am not used to painting with long sleeves. So I'm like, oh boy. May have to get a skinnier brush for this one. We'll see. I could. Okay. I think I made it. It's a little challenging on this one. This is a brush I've used a good bit on this one and the one that I was working on before it. But actually a round brush probably would have been a little bit better. All of this is going to be outlined in black, so I've got a little bit of overlap here and there, but I'm not really worried about it too much because the black will hide some of my boo-boos. I say boo-boos. They're not really boo-boos. It's just where I am not sticking to being inside the lines strictly. One of my Facebook groups the other day asked if we had a word that we were focusing on for the year. It was so funny. Of course, everybody come up with all these words like joy and hope and improvement and all this. And so I put that my word for this year was beginning, or begin, like new beginning, or beginning to grow, or like new life, things like that. So that was my word, was beginning. But it was so funny because after I got through with the explanation of new beginning or new life or beginning life or something like that, I ended the comment with, maybe I should have gone with complicated, because everybody else had these one word answers that they were putting down there. And of course, mine ends up being like 2 sentences. And I'm like, never mind. Maybe I should have just skipped that question. Of course, there were people who laughed and thought that was funny, but I was thinking, actually, I'm kind of sort of, thinking it's a little sad myself that I couldn't keep it narrowed to just one word. If you've got a word that you're focusing on for this year, maybe it's improvement, or maybe it's cleaning, stick your word in the comment. I'm curious, it got me to thinking, well, gosh, is this like a thing this year that everybody's coming up with one word to, instead of a New Year's resolution, we're coming up with a word for the year, which is kind of neat, I thought. But, of course, I had to make it complicated. My family will tell you my word is probably more like chaos, because that seems to be what follows me around. I don't go looking for chaos. Oh my goodness, I just realized I left out a big part of blue right there. I'm gonna have to go back and fix a boo-boo. All right, so now we are to purple. So we're gonna get the purple put into our Mardi Gras sign here. And I think I can pretty much figure out what's going to be purple now that I've gotten most of my other colors in there. It's so funny. There are beads that go around this. And the example that I saw of this one that someone had painted or sketched out has black beads. And I keep going back and forth because I'm like, Mardi Gras beads are not black, or not generally. They're gold or Mardi Gras colors. And so I keep going back and forth as to whether to do them in Mardi Gras colors or do them just black. I know it's a border more or less, and so I understand it helps to bring out the colors. What do y'all think I should do? Should I do it in black or should I do it in Mardi Gras colors? I'm thinking Mardi Gras colors, but I thought I'd throw the idea of black out there and see what you thought. All right, so I've got my letter M and the last of the mask. This one can be done in door hanger size. So if you like to decorate for Mardi Gras and you want a Mardi Gras door hanger, this one can be cut in door hanger size. I also have a mask that actually did just the mask last year. But I didn't do it door hanger size either. It's kind of funny. I thought about that the other day when I was getting this one ready to be cut. I thought, you know what? Last year's Mardi Gras, I didn't do indoor hanger size either. I did it as an attachment to what I call a seasonal board. And it's just a board that you put seasonal mini signs on. So all right, so it's starting to come together, starting to see our colors take shape. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Black will pop. Yes, that's true. The black will pop with it. And so I've gone back and forth because you generally don't see black Mardi Gras beads. I mean, there are some Mardi Gras beads that have, black in it, but most of the time you see it with all colors. But with the Mardi Gras being all the different colors, I've gone back and forth with whether or not I should add a little into, add a little color in there so that way it's just not all black. But here's the thing. If I put all black and later on decide, it needs some color, it would not be the first door hanger or sign that got adjusted in the time that I have been doing this. And it's so funny. Sometimes I'll sit here and I look at what I'm doing and I'm like, man, this just looks like it's all messed up. Like, a 4-year-old after a sugar high got through painting this one. But then once you start getting your outlining and highlighting done, then it all comes together. So it's kind of funny. Sometimes some of my colors require 3 coats. Sometimes I can get away with 2. Sometimes certain colors will require 3. And so sometimes you'll see me finish with 2, and sometimes you'll see me go all the way with 3. There are some Christmas colors that I have actually had to do 4 coats on before in order to get the shading that I wanted. And it's so funny because it's the same brand paint. It's the colors. All right, so there's the beginning of it. And I'm going to go ahead with the black. Since we've talked about the black, I'm going to go ahead and start with the black and see. Like I said, I've seen a sketch with it on the door hanger as being black, and I know what it looks like. So, let's see what. All right, I'm going to go with a very small filbert tip brush, ever so small. And in all honesty, I probably could have taken my black paint pen and this would probably go so much faster. But I don't know. I've been challenging myself to get away from my paint pen. Not that paint pens are a bad thing. Paint pens are a lifesaver in a lot of instances. But for me personally, I want to get to a point where I'm doing my hand lettering and my outlining with paint and brush and not relying on the paint pen as much. I want the paint pen to be a convenience, not a necessity. And so it's my personal challenge for myself. Now here in about 3 minutes, when this takes longer than what I want it to, I'll get impatient, grab the paint pen, and finish it out. But I will have started with the paint and the brush. That's probably another reason why I was debating on doing the colors, the Mardi Gras colors, because it would have forced me to do, would have forced me to use the paint and the brush as opposed to just taking the paint pen route. And I knew by doing the black, I'd have that option. Now, when it comes to the letters, if I survive and get through all of the beads, when it comes to the letters, I may go around them in an outline real quick with the paint pen just to save time. And actually, what I may do, I may keep the black close to the letters. And then what I'm going to save this last little bit because I could do 2 purple, 2 gold, 2 green, and I could add some more black. So I'm actually I may mix it up here a little bit and add just a spark of color at the end and see how that looks. So we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and move around, and I will come back to that one in a minute and revisit that idea. I may do one just to see how it looks. And if I like it, then I may follow suit with the others. And again, if I don't like it, then we will simply do them all in black. I like the filbert tip brushes on circles and curves because the curve at the end of the brush works very well with getting those curves. When I try to do it with a flat brush, 9 times out of 10, I just stuck my finger in black paint. I'm notorious for doing that. That was the other thing I noticed a while ago. I kept going, oh no, did I put my sleeve in paint? While I was working on some stuff before I started my live. All right, I'm going to stop that one right there. And this one will probably be all black unless I do some around the star since it's not in the Mardi Gras colors. Ooh, I wish I had this angle on all of them because this one is moving really quick and smooth. Sometimes it depends on how you can rest your hand as to whether or not you can move quickly or if you end up making multiple strokes with a brush. All right, I'm going to do one more here and then I'm going to move on and I'll come back. Like I said, I want to try, and I may not keep it that way. I may go over it all with black again and just have them all black. But I do want to try and see what it looks like with some Mardi Gras color at the end of the beads. So we'll see how that looks in just a minute. I didn't even notice that bead there overlapped the star. I colored it. It's a good thing that bead was black because I colored the bead pink and yellow. Now the paint pen also comes in handy for cleaning up the messiness of making circles. So I have a really skinny one. See, my hand is just in a position where I can't do that really nice 2-stroke round circle that I pulled off over there. That one's close, but it's one other thing I'm working on this year is getting my workspace created a little or set up a little differently so that I have more room available for doing painting and doing my lives and my online art lessons. This one may have to be all black because it does come very close to the Mardi Gras colors. And I don't want to compete with the words. But I would like to have that extra splash of the gold and the green and the purple. I'm going to have to fix that bead. But that's okay. All right, so that's what we're looking at so far with the black. And I don't have too much more to go here. And then what I'm going to do is just quickly do a couple of the multicolor beads and see how they look. And if it works, then we'll finish it out. And like I said, I'll probably just go around everything with, oh, that was it. Huh. I'll probably just go around the letters and stuff with the paint pen. That way it goes quicker. All right, so I'm going to rinse this little brush out that I've got, this little filbert tip. And I am just going to dip back into, let's see. Let's go with gold first, since I'm close to the green and the purple. And I'm going to do 2 gold. And then I'm going to come around here and I'm going to do 2 of the gold here. And I'll do 2 gold. I think I'm going to put it in the middle here. Get that out of the way. And I'll have to put multiple coats on that, but we'll come back in just a minute. All right, now since we'll go with green and we'll save the purple till last. If this was door hanger size, I would put a bow not on the door hanger itself, but I would put it on the string, either just at the top where it sits almost at the top of it, or either where it connects to the door. And then that way you would have a bow that kind of covered where it hangs on your door. And I am going to have to come back with the black because I did not come all the way around. All right, time for our purple. Oh, I should have swapped the purple and the green on this one. I didn't think about the purple letter right there. All right, now I'm going to finish up with the black ones that I didn't do. A little spot right there in the middle. All right, while I have this little brush, and I did keep the blue here just in case I had any boo-boos. I did not realize I was going to have to pull it out in order to come back and fix a spot that I forgot. All right, so there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a black paint pen, and I am simply going to go around all of my letters and my designs, stars. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, stars. I am going to need my medium one because they're kind of thick lines that I'm looking at here. All right, so I am going to start on this side because this has probably been drying the longest. So I'm going to slide over here where you can see what I'm doing a little better. Now this can be done with paint and brush, but for the sake of time, I'm going to go around it with the paint pen. Now, sometimes when I do things with a paint pen, I'll come back later and I actually go over it with paint, just because sometimes the paint pen doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't fill in the gap like I want it to. So depending upon how it looks once I've finished it, I may come back and touch up with paint, or if it works out okay, then this one will be ready for shattered glass and resin pieces. So all I'm doing is going around and giving I'm going to keep going this way. I was going to turn it the other way, but I just remembered I have some wet paint on that side. So I'm going to work in this direction and then come back around to that. So I'm going to jump in the middle and work on letters and get the outline put around them. Sometimes I like using the paint and the brush just because I like the look of it better. I like the variation of the line that a paint line leaves rather than the uniform look of a paint pen. I actually have one that's just a tad bigger than this in size, and it may actually work just a fuzz better than this one, because some of these lines around the words are actually thicker. And this one is just kind of barely sitting in those lines. Other thing I have to watch is paint pens. You have to keep them primed. So I'm just making my way around my sign here, outlining Mardi Gras and my pieces, the beads and the stars. Kind of surprised they have the mask. I'm kind of surprised they don't have a crown. Yeah, I think my bigger paint pen probably would have worked better for this one. So I'll probably come back and do a little bit of a touch up with the paint and the brush later. But I always like to get it to a point where it's finished enough where you can see what the final will look like. Because I try to keep my lives to a certain time. Because, I mean, everybody has to get ready for tomorrow. And I like to sit here. I could sit here and paint all night and just, chit chat and all. But I do have to make sure we have clothes for tomorrow and that all this stuff is together. And so I don't get to sit here all night and paint. I have to equal out my time. Just as you do. And because, I mean, hey, in all honesty, if we could just all sit on the couch and kick back and chill and watch movies, we'd do that for a couple of days, right? But unfortunately, there's the power bill and the mortgage and the car note and dishes to be washed and making sure everybody gets off to work and school and all that good stuff. So the stars lines are smaller, and so this pen works really well for them. Before I do the M, I'm going to get the A done. Otherwise, I'm going to stick my arm in the A. And then transfer it to another part of my sign, and I will end up having to do what I call repair work or damage control. All right, so we're on the home stretch, coming around the M, and all we have really left is the mask. And we'll get that finished out and let you get a good look at it. And then this week, like I said, I'll be doing the shattered glass and resin pour on this one and the one from last week, which was the Valentine's Love Grows Here. And so I'll be posting pictures of both of them once they are completed. Or actually, I'll post videos. The resin and the shattered glass tends not to show up real well in pictures. Sometimes I can get a good enough shot, but a lot of times a video is about the only way you can really get a fairly good idea of what it looks like. All right, so there is our Mardi Gras sign. I like the combination of the black and the little bit of color on the ends, especially where it's not right up next to the Mardi Gras. So I'll be going back and thickening up some of these lines because some of them are a little thicker than others. And so I'll finish that out before I do the resin pour on it. And of course, adding sparkle to it with the shattered glass. So, all right. Well, I hope y'all have a great week. And thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Next week, I am probably going to do another Valentine one next week. Just one more before we get into February. And then after that, I actually have, I think, a couple of baby ones that actually are coming up. And so that one will be good for those springtime and summertime babies that are on the way. I have some new baby door hangers, and they could easily be made into the nursery or hospital signs. So I'm probably going to do one or two of those as we head toward February. But I do want to get in one more Valentine just before we get into February, and then probably won't do another Mardi Gras one. I did one Mardi Gras last year, and then this one I'll get fixed up and do as the one of the Broken Pieces collection. But thanks so much for watching. This is Sandy with Quilted Treasures and More, and I hope you have a great week.